channel. My name is Jeff. Today we're going to be talking about cleaning rugs. They might get dirty.
What's happening? I forgot something. That's incredibly better. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. Well, welcome back to the channel. You know what to find here. Definitely not rug cleaning. Don't know where that came from. Definitely weird. I hope I never meet that man again. We're talking about APS film today. I look like I'm 12 years old. Well, I don't know if you remember or not, but my second video was me opening a box of cameras. I have a problem. I'm addicted to camera gear. It's been a wild ride since that video. We've laughed, we've loved, we've cried, we've exploded some shit. Do you remember that episode? Just kidding, that didn't happen. We didn't explode anything. The fourth camera in that box was this Kodak Advantix camera. Back then, I didn't know what that was. I was just like, cool, it's another camera. I'm gonna shoot it. So today, we're going to actually be reviewing this camera and exploring APS as a format. Because there's some stuff that you probably don't know. I didn't know until I looked it up. So for the first roll, I ended up sending it out to get developed, getting it back, and scanning it myself. For that specific film, I decided to scan it as a positive and convert it into the computer. Overall, the APS format was mostly for point and shoots. It was a new film format to, I guess, make it easier for the consumer. The cameras really didn't give you any controls. It's almost like getting in an Uber and just telling them to drive. That never works out well for anyone. You're gonna get murdered. Sure, there were some professional cameras for APS format as well, but for the most part, it was basically just point and shoots. So I went online and got myself some Kodak Advantix 400 speed. All the other film companies basically all made APS film as well. The really interesting thing about the APS format, I guess if you could call it interesting, is the three different aspect ratios. There is the APS-H, which stands for high definition, which is a 16:9 aspect ratio. There's the APS-C for classic, which is your normal 2:3 ratio. Then there is the APS-P for for panorama. It's basically your fake X-Pan. Each of these has a different crop factor. Even the APS-C for classic is 58% smaller than a normal 35mm frame. The film is actually smaller due to the amount of information that is actually written to the film as metadata. Dates, times, blood type, any one of those things. It comes in these little cartridges that basically just slots in and does all the work for you. I mean, you thought film was easy before. This is supposed to take the cake for easy. On the cartridge, there's actually a 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each one of these designates something different about the cartridge. The 1 means that it's unexposed. Fresh new roll. Go out and shoot, have fun. Number 2 is a half moon looking thing, and that means it's partially exposed. There's a 3 that is an X. That means it's fully exposed and ready for development. And there's a 4th section that has a square, means developed. As you can see, there's a little square right there. It's highlighted. I guess in theory, this all makes sense and is cool, but film was never that hard to load anyway. So are they making it easier on us? Who knows?
I might have.
camera. So this is Kodak Advantix C650. So there's a bunch of numbers, it's something. It takes a CR123A battery, just like a lot of old cameras. Really, it's kind of an easy thing. You turn the camera on, flash pops up, lens pops out, ready to rock and roll. You got the trees. You got a little eyepiece to look through. They're all, you know, similar. Loading is really easy. Take the cartridge, just slap it in and do that. And then you can just go shooting on your merry way. Go around and taking photos like that. You'll see next to the eyepiece that it has a little light, and that blinks green when you're in focus, and it blinks yellow or red or whatever when you're not, but who really cares? Because honestly, this camera's stupid. You know what? I'm done. Can I do this? Am I allowed to just stop the camera review? You know what? Okay, here's the truth. Who gives a shit about that camera? No one. Do you give a shit about APS? No, you don't, and I'm gonna tell you why. So, the thing about APS is that the only film you can get for it is as expired as the Chinese food in the back of your refrigerator. And unlike that slippery shrimp, it will never fully satisfy your appetite. That's a good analogy, right? Sure, you can go spend money on a pro APS camera, kind of like the Nikon Proness. Look at that camel hump of a camera. Instead of storing water, it stores your hopes and dreams and never gives them back to you. But even if you're buying that expired film, there's only so much compensation that you can do for the film. I mean, the thing was called Advanced Photo System. I mean, it's more like always pooping on your shot poop. As advanced as this format was supposed to be, it was kind of geared for point and shoot cameras. So that means all the hobbyist children grew up abusing and forgetting about their drug stash of APS film, and now they think they can sell their unused APS film for more than ditchweed. I don't know if you can actually tell how I feel about this format or not. With that said, some of the color casts to a few of the shots came out kind of cool. But to be honest, that cool factor is far and few between. Most of my shots turned out looking like this emoji up there, but without the cute and lovable eyes. The crazy thing is that APS film was only from 2008. I've shot way older and got much better results. The thing is, you just don't have the control to be able to tell it what ISO that you want to shoot it at. It gives you the most unpredictable results, and not always the best. And say you do have an APS camera and you do buy $50 film and you're like, Caleb, you're stupid and you don't know what you're talking about. Which wouldn't be the first time? But then think about it. You shoot it. If you develop your own film, you can't develop this. If you scan your own film, you can't scan this. And not every lab takes this film. So you gotta find the lab that takes it, send it to them, tell them to develop, then say, hey, guess what? I want you to scan it. And then they scan it. And then you're spending like 25, 30 bucks or whatever it is. And then for what? Shots to just look like a litter box after Garfield didn't clean up after himself? No. And it's 58% smaller than the 35mm frame. So then what? You're getting an inferior product for way more. It's dumb. It's not pro. There's nothing pro about it. I can't stop doing air quotes because there's nothing about it that I like! Is this too much? Have I just gone way too far? Sorry guys. Sorry you have to see me like this. Usually I like mistakes. You learn from your mistakes. Everyone has to learn from their mistakes. This mistake, never need to go down this path. Just listen to me this time. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh on it, but to be honest, I'm not. Do you think I'm being too harsh on this format? If this wasn't an APS camera, it would be cool. The ergonomics are there. The construction feels great. I'm sure the lens is good. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did you need this, guys? Did you need this today? Out of all the days. Out of every day. 2020 is hard. You didn't need this review. Or did you? Who knows what we need nowadays? Join me next week where I swear I won't yell at cameras anymore. Anyway, happy birthday to the person who's watching this and it's their birthday. Because I'm sure it is, maybe. I'll be happier next time. I promise. Okay, bye.